In this video today, we're going to talk about things that drivers do, or we as drivers do, to aggravate and frustrate our dispatchers and our office personnel. Our last video, we talked about why drivers are leaving companies, or one of the reasons drivers leave trucking companies. That's because they're lied to, and not just once, but continually. But now we gotta put the shoe on the other foot now. Why do load planners get upset? Why do dispatchers and load planners refuse to give some drivers certain loads? Well, that falls on us drivers. Every one of us has done this. I'll give you an example. You've been out 2-3 weeks, you're ready to go home. So you go home. You're supposed to take 3 days off. Let's say you get home on Friday. So you're supposed to have Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. You're supposed to be ready to rock and roll by, say, 8 o'clock Tuesday morning. 3 o'clock Monday afternoon, we call dispatch and say, hey man, I'm not feeling good, something came up, I'm not going to be able to make it in on Tuesday, I'm going to need an extra day, I'm going to take off till Wednesday. Seems harmless enough, right? Well, when you look at the backside of it and take it from the point of perspective of the load planner and the dispatcher. The load planner's seeing you at home Friday, seeing you're going to be coming out Tuesday, so they're doing everything in their power to reach out to the customers and even other trucks that are coming through that are dropping their loads off so they can go home for home time to get you a load to leave Tuesday morning. Get everything planned up. They spend all day long, half a day, 3 hours, whatever it is, and then they got just enough loads planned for the drivers that they have. Great, that's awesome. Then you call and you drop that bombshell. Now they got 1 more load or 2 more loads or 5 more loads, depending on how many drivers did this to them, in an area than they have trucks. Now they're having to answer to their bosses why they're planning loads on trucks who aren't ready and why we're delivering loads late to the customers. Because we have to answer for that. If we deliver too many loads late, we don't get no more freight from that customer, or we get freight taken away. So it works both ways. Yes, drivers, we are leaving companies because we're getting frustrated about being lied to, about our miles, about giving us a load and then giving us something else, about getting us home on home time, about our pay. But what about us? We're not making the job any easier on them by lying to them. And I've done it. I've done that. I've literally done it. Now I try to, if I know I'm going to stay home, or I need to stay home, at the moment I understand that I'm not leaving on the day I'm supposed to come back, I immediately call and let them know. And it doesn't matter what the reason is. I don't care if I've just decided I'm not going to come back that day and I'm not going to come back till the next day. I call and tell them, hey look, I'm not going to be back until this day, because I don't want them to plan loads on me and then me not show up and fail a customer. Another thing all of us drivers have done in the past at one time or another, including myself, is we've gotten sick. We're not feeling good. We don't have the miles that we want for the week, you know, whether it's because we're not feeling good or whatever, and then we get that long load, that one load that's going to make the whole week better. But there's just enough time on this load for us to deliver it. There's no extra time to take a 12 or 13 hour break because we're not feeling good. There's no extra time, instead of taking our 30-minute break in the middle of the day, to take an hour and 45-minute nap because we're not feeling good. But we don't say anything to dispatch. We accept the load, we take off. And then we get in the middle of nowhere, we realize we're going to be late because we're not feeling good, we're not able to put the miles in that we need to put in every day, or we're having to stop and take naps, which is fine because we don't want, the companies don't want us to drive unsafe. We don't want to drive unsafe. But we don't tell the dispatcher until the day before it's supposed to deliver, and there's no way anyone else can get it there on time. Man, I'm not feeling good, I'm running behind, I had to stop and take a 3-hour nap. You know, last night I took a 12-hour break because I just wasn't feeling good. And now dispatch and the load planners have to struggle to try and find someone who might possibly be able to make that delivery on time, or come up with a reason to tell the customer we're delivering late. What's it gonna look like? Take it as if you're the customer and I'm hauling your load, and I tell you last minute, oh, by the way, we're not gonna be able to deliver your load on time because our driver's just now telling us he's sick. or he's not feeling good. As a customer, you're trying to be, you're pissed off about the communication from the company to you, but you're starting to wonder what kind of company has such bad communication within their ranks that they don't know when their driver's sick, or they don't know that their load's not going to make it on time and deliver on time. So we have to do better as drivers to communicate what's happening, how we feel. I've had times where I went to bed and then I've woken up and I felt worse when I woken up than I did before I went to bed. But I also will tell now, earlier in my career, I would just take a load and go and be like, it'll get there when it gets there. I have a famous saying, I've never been late. And the reason I've never been late is because I got to where I was going when I got there. And had I known that's when I was supposed to be there, because that's when I showed up. Now that's true for me, but it's not true for the loads. We can't do that with these loads. But communication's the key. By not telling the dispatcher or the load planner that you're not feeling well, and there's a chance you may not make the load on time because you want their miles, it's the same thing as lying to them and telling them you'll be fine for delivery. And you're making their job 10 times worse than what it needs to be. So with them lying to us, yeah, it frustrates us, it drives us crazy, and we jump ship and we go to another company that looks better, or we talk to drivers and they say that's not happening to them because that's their experience, and everyone has their own individual experience. But we don't think about what are we doing to our dispatchers and our load planners. There's a reason certain load planners will give certain trucks loads. If I show up and another truck shows up in an area and there's a long run and it has barely enough time to make the delivery on time, and there's a short run with twice as much time that's needed on it, and I'm a driver who's known to be late, known to only drive 200-300 miles a day and shut down, known not to communicate well with my dispatcher when I am going to be running behind and when issues pop up, obviously obviously they're going to give me the load, the short one that has more time on it that needs to be on it, to deliver, because I haven't been holding up my end of the bargain with them by allowing them enough time and the proper respect to communicate with them to let them know I don't feel good or I can't make a delivery on time. And I've been guilty of this in the past where I've been like, well, they lied to me on the last load, so I'm just not going to tell them about this. 10, 15 years ago, I was that way. I was vindictive like that. I was like, well, if you're going to lie to me, I'm going to lie to you. That makes me no better than them. It actually makes me worse than them, because I'm just perpetuating the problem by lying to them, which then pisses them off even more, which makes it easier for them to justify lying to me or giving me crappy miles. So as professionals out here, and it goes for the office personnel, they need to stop lying and be honest with us. But when they are honest with us, we need to understand that they're being honest with us until they prove that they've lied, and understand they're doing what they can to not blow up on it. That's my take on this. I mean, I've been driving since 1998, and in a video one of my past early videos, I said I started driving in 97, and I misspoke. I got my license in 1998 because that's the year that my son was born, and I was actually on the road when he was born. I didn't see him until he was 2 weeks old. So that's the take from this long-time truck driver, that we as drivers have to do better as well. If you like the content, please comment, like, and subscribe down below. If you want to email us any questions or just to say hi, the email is mybadtrucking@gmail.com. Thank you for spending your day with me and taking the time to watch my video, and have a wonderful day.